A second case, just for fun here. This was some psychologists at Oxford Poly, as it was then, and they were fed up with marking student psychology practical reports and the things they kept writing on them. So they'd say, you have not labelled the axes of your graphs, and next week they get another report from the same student and they'd write, you still have not labelled the axes of your graphs. And they were sitting in a pub and crying into their beer, and as a joke they started telling each other the things that they wrote most often on practical reports. And they say, here's another good one, and they'd all have a good laugh. And then somebody had a good idea. Why don't we write all these down on one side of a piece of paper in 7-point times, the little tick box? And then instead of getting repetitive strain injury, writing, you have not labelled the axes of the graphs, we just tick the box next to the statement. That's a good idea. So they produced one of these with the 80 most common things that they said on lab reports. And then somebody had an even better idea. They said, I know what. We'll give this list to students and say, you have to attach this to the front of your report and tick all the things you've done wrong. Well, what do you think happened? For the first time in living memory, every single report that came in was technically perfect. They were all perfectly capable of doing that level of recognition improvement all on their own. They just needed the checklist and being required to use it. That's all it took. Now, we are talking there about technical things that are easy to spot. There are things that are much harder to spot that requires a more sophisticated introduction by you as a teacher, where they gradually learn what you're talking about and what you're looking for. That's rather different. But some of these things, all you have to do is require students to internalise the process of self-review, and the problem disappears. Instead of leaving it up to the teacher, you've got to make the student make the judgment somehow or other. Okay. So, and you don't, I'm going to argue, so you don't have to rely almost exclusively on teachers spending lots of time writing stuff down. And if you do rely on that, it often doesn't work because it takes you too long.